He was in a coma for a week. He had a no resuscitatory clause, which means if he's in a vegetable state, basically, like pull the plug. Like he doesn't want to be kept alive artificially.
So he made that decision, essentially.
He had that decision, and that was in legal writing. Well, all the doctors loved him so much. And when he was in a coma, the doctors came in and were like, look, we know he has a no resuscitatory clause, but I'm not pulling the plug on it. Like, I refuse to do this.
Wow.
Like, let's give it some time and see what happens. A week goes by. The doctor comes in. My mother's in the room with my dad. My dad's still in a coma. And the doctor's like, all right, like, we have until 12 o'clock tonight. And 12 o'clock tonight, like, we're going to do it. And, like, sometime in the afternoon, my dad wakes up. And, obviously, everyone's like, what the is going on here? And I'll preface this by saying when people are going through certain stages of cancer with loved ones and they're fighting for their life, like, wow, they fought cancer for this many years. It's incredible. Yes, it's strength, but holy shit, you're watching a person deteriorate slowly right in front of your eyes. Just shrink and shrivel and dwindle into nothing and just like bones and skin. And is he a badass for going through it and doing everything he can? Of course. But from a family's perspective and a friend's perspective, every day, like, you wake up and, like, now I'm walking down the stairs, getting ready to go to school, leaving in the morning, and there's this caretaker in the house, like, feeding him through a tube in your stomach. And then the next day you wake up and there he is, and he looks a little bit thinner and a little more frail, and she's cutting his hair out of his eyes. And you're just like, it's just like this weird thing to see. My mother's in the hospital room with him a couple of days after he wakes up out of a coma. So obviously he's still in the hospital. At this point, he can't speak anymore. His salivatory glands are shot from the radiation. He's missing most of his teeth, most of his tongue from the surgeries. He's immobile on his right side because of the stroke. So he's communicating, just writing with his left and whatever's left of his brain. And my mother asks him, how are you still alive? How are you still doing this? And he wrote down, all I know is to get stronger. What other options do I have?
Wow.
And so I think that sums up your question about how he viewed life and death of this. All I could do is get better and be the best I could be. That's the only way out of this.
So accept it.
Just, it is what it is, and just fight until your last breath.